week, we talked about fear, but not just any ordinary fear, the fear of trying something new. But we also talked about embracing that fear because we have the right folks in our corner: family, friends, community, a coach, and the best of all, God, right? So here we are mid-year. And like we talked about a few episodes ago, maybe we haven't checked all of our to-dos off the list. Yes? No judgment. My book was supposed to be done way back in March, and I'm just getting it uploaded to Amazon this week. Oops. Shh. I'm supposed to be saving that for a big announcement. Well, that's coming too. But anywho, today I thought it would be the perfect time to talk about motivation. And because there's so much to unpack here, I'm actually going to split this into 2 episodes. Today will be all about motivation, and next week we'll dive deep into visualization and meditation. So go grab that cup of tea, your Dream Your Dreams workbook from my Etsy boutique, and let's lean in to hear what it takes to get things done. Do you find yourself struggling with constant anxiety, stress, or burnout? Maybe you're navigating through overwhelming waves of sadness or darkness. Has someone allowed you to believe that you're unworthy? Well then, we're here to debunk those beliefs and help you to overcome them. Hello, my friend, and welcome to the Radiance from Within podcast, guiding Christian women to build their confidence and self-worth. My name is Heidi, and I'm so excited to have you here. We'll work together to help you overcome negative beliefs by incorporating prayer, devotionals, and journaling into your daily routine. Additionally, we'll explore the power of words and how they can impact your mindset and well-being. Because when you unleash your inner peace, you will find the desire and strength to spread kindness and compassion. Join me each week and unlock your radiance from within. Discover your power and strength and embark on a journey of self-discovery and empowerment. Hello, beautiful. So, what is motivation exactly? You've probably heard this word tossed around left and right, but a few years back, I really dug into its definition. Motivation is a drive, a willingness to complete something amazing. And to help us truly understand what that looks like and how it can relate to you, I want to tell you a tale of 2 very well-known men, 2 completely different paths, but both of them remind me so much of each other that I had to put them side by side for you. A handful of years ago, I had a super important business trip in New York City, and my back, as it can only do, was in full spasm. There was no way I was getting on that train with all my gear. So my hubby kindly offered to drive me in, and he took care of all the hotel arrangements. And in doing that, he found out that the Waldorf Astoria was part of the Hilton Honors Program. Now, living in Connecticut, New York is an easy trip for us, and we love making little mini adventures out of it. Sightseeing, music, good food, the whole shebang. That said, the Waldorf had always been on our bucket list. If you know, you know. It's one of those glamorous someday places. And as a surprise, he used all of his points. We got to stay there for 2 incredible nights. We even got an upgrade we weren't expecting. The service, of course, was world class. The history, the decor. It genuinely felt like I was stepping back in time. I truly was in my glory. Oops, I feel tears coming. And if you could humor me just for a sec, the history is truly amazing. Soon after it opened in 1931, a hotelier named Conrad Hilton, who was almost bankrupt at the time, cut a picture of this grand hotel out of a magazine and wrote across it, "The greatest of them all." He didn't own it. He couldn't afford it. He just wrote those ambitious words across that beautiful photograph. So that was 1931. It then took him until 1949 to acquire management rights. And then in 1972, the Hilton Corporation finally purchased the hotel outright. We've since learned that sadly in 2014, the Waldorf was sold to an investment firm for $1.95 billion. And then in 2017, it closed its doors for renovations. However, we were lucky enough to stay there 2 more times, including for our anniversary. We were spoiled rotten. But sit with that arc for a second. A man with nothing but a magazine clipping and a dream to billions of dollars. From nothing to riches. And somewhere in there, our memories were made possible because someone refused to let almost bankrupt be the end of their story. The second story I found completely by accident. I was searching for the movie Saving Mr. Banks, which, by the way, you must see, and stumbled onto a different film, Walt Before Mickey, which also you must see. It's the story of Walt Disney's early years before he was Walt Disney. Here's what most people don't know. His first studio went bankrupt. I mean, completely bankrupt. He lost it all and had to go back to Kansas City after the war. He took a job at an art studio doing print ads, left that with a coworker to start a commercial company, wound that one down too, started another studio, this one focused on animation. He called it Laugh-O-Gram. It also went bankrupt. The cartoons were popular. It didn't matter. The business failed anyway. Can you imagine? Failed business after failed business after failed business. And somewhere in there, instead of quitting, he packed it up and headed to Hollywood. Loss, loss, loss. And then an empire that's still changing lives almost 100 years later. Conrad Hilton and Walt Disney never met each other in these stories, but they're telling the same tale. Both of them had a vision of how their life was supposed to be. Both of them lost more than once before they gained anything. And both of them had the courage and the motivation to keep going anyway. That's the part I want you to hear today. The loss isn't the opposite of the dream coming true. Sometimes it's just the chapter right before. And as I put together today's episode, there's a verse in Habakkuk that's perfect for you to sit with, maybe even jot down for your mirror. God reminds us in this verse that he does everything on his terms. The message I give you waits for the time I have appointed. It speaks about what is going to happen, and all of it will come true. It might take a while, but wait for it. You can be sure it will come. It will happen when I want it to. Did you hear that? When I want it to. Ha! Boy, I need more patience. And my sweet, of course, that pairs so beautifully with Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. So hold both of those together for a second. The plan was already there. The future is already here. It's just waiting for its appointed time. Patience. We just need a little patience. But in the meantime, we need to get things done. So, how do we get that kind of drive? Motivation is going to look different for each of us. But here's what's worked for me and for so many people I've talked to. And as usual, whenever I give you a list, please try some of these things out. Take what works and leave the rest. Ready? Journaling. I don't do it every day, but I do it most days. And the days I do, I feel amazing. I get to do a brain dump. I get all of the chaos out of my mind and out on paper. I organize my to-do list and my day into prioritization lists, which is huge. You must not overwhelm yourself with trying to accomplish everything. It's simply not possible, my sweet. Even if you think you are Superwoman, which you are, by the way, but just not physically. What are the 3 most essential things to accomplish today? Write that down. And my journaling usually turns into prayer, which leads me to my next way to find motivation. Prayer and meditation. Taking the time to actually center yourself so you can see your vision, see your dream as a reality, not just a wish. Then there's music. Music, my goodness, what would I do without it? And I hope it brings you joy just as much as me. It's such a simple, easy source of inspiration. Never underestimate a good playlist. But wait, there's more. Books, podcasts, TED Talks. Find the voices that talk to you, the one you actually connect with. Oh, and you must go see a speaker live. There's something different about being in the room. And of course, like we talked about last week, seek support. This one matters so much. When you're working toward a dream, you will get burnt out at some point. You need people you trust who will listen without judgment. Your loved ones, a pastor. You need someone to guide you, someone who's already walked a similar road. You need accountability, a person or a group of people chasing something similar so you can motivate each other along the way. I'm sure there's more we could add to this list, and honestly, I'd love to hear what motivates you. Maybe drop me a note on Instagram. You know where to find me at Rise, Love, Live. Okay, it's time to settle in for our prayer. Deep breath in and out. Creator God, you have a plan that was created before I was a glimmer in my mother's eye. I just need to have the patience to wait for it all to unfold. In the meantime, help me to find the motivation to take the action steps that will lead me down the correct path, to do your will, not mine, to make good choices, healthy choices, and to not beat myself up when I make a mistake. Lord, help me with grace and mercy. Help me find grace and mercy, not just with myself, but with others. Teach me stamina to help me going when I fall, to get up after I fail, to see past my fears and into the future you already have planned. Father, I thank you for the gifts you have given me. May I share them with the world through kindness and compassion. And we lift all of this up in Jesus' name. Amen. You can and you will accomplish your dream, your vision. You'll do it with passion, with courage, with a plan, and with motivation. Only you can change your life. So what motivates you? And until we meet again, beautiful, I believe in you. Now it's your turn. Thank you for joining me on today's podcast. But before you go, a simple request. If this podcast has made a difference in your life, please leave a review where you listen and share this episode with someone who could use a little light today. Knowing my show has impacted your life brings me so much joy. Remember to explore my Etsy boutique to discover the workbook you need most this month. And until next time, my friend, ignite inspiration, spread hope, and dance with faith.